Okay, Wednesday group ride day should be electric as always, really hard. Hopefully we get around 10 guys. Should be really fun and gonna take you guys along with me. Legs should feel pretty decent, I'm hoping. So this is a group ride we do every Wednesday with my local group ride, and this is the start of it. And we actually had a rare puncture in the group just at the very start, and so we all decided just to wait up and let our friend change the tire quickly, and we're right back on our way. This right-hander kind of signifies where the race or group ride turns very punchy. As you can see, you take that right-hander and it's basically a slingshot. If you're not on the guy's wheel at the back like I am here, you can even get dropped right at the start, and it's tough work to get back on. It's a little bit of a slight uphill here, not too steep, but it gets up to 5% there, it looked like. And I can tell the group was slowing down a little bit here, so I just eased off and got back in. And yeah, that's usually a punchy one. If I'm at the front, usually I give it a good send, but it never goes anywhere because everyone usually gets back on, or we let them back in. Now this is a couple minutes later. This is the next little ramp up hill, and it's my first or second time on the front here, and I just give it a little bit of a dig at the start. It's only 2-3% here, and I just give it a look. Everyone's still on my wheel, and as it ramps up a little bit here at the end, and I just stay on the power, not giving it too much, but just enough that nobody's coming around me yet. And usually at the end, like Ian here, ramps it up as I flicked my elbow. And just not trying to use too much power here, as at the top of this hill we have a stop sign and we have to cross the road, and so it all comes back together anyway, so you don't have to necessarily use a lot of energy there. You just try to save some power here. We did have a little bit of a split, but we all came back together. That was a couple minutes later, the next little ramp, and at the top of this one there's also a stop sign, and so I didn't give it full beans here. Definitely got gapped here, but yeah, just trying to save my energy for later in the ride, as when the pace is continually up and you don't have as much stop signs. So now we turned left there and we're on the fastest road of the ride. It's quite a long and straight one, so it's nice to you can get the train going pretty fast here. There's just slight downhills and slight uphills rolling, and I'm giving it a good pull here, an honest pull at the front here between 300-350 watts, and I was feeling pretty good today. I said at the start that I hope I should have decent legs, and I did have great legs today. Guy in the pink here, Jeffrey, he came out for the ride this week, and he was super fast, really fast guy. And after the ride, he mentioned how much harder it was than he thought it was. He races quite a bit and is in some fast group rides. Now we had a bit of a gap in the group, and so now I think it's just down to 6 of us in this small group. And back there's a bit of a bridge that you gotta hop over, because you could definitely get a puncture there, a pinch flat if you're not careful. And as you can see here, we're going slightly uphill here, and we're going 40, 46, 47. It's definitely not, there's no rests in here. And when the group come past on your turn, you got to be really aware of how fast the group comes past you to get back in the line. Ian in front of me, really strong rider. Try to hang on his wheel most of the time, as sometimes he does some cheeky attacks here. And as I said here, look how hard Jeffrey here has to sprint to get back in our wheel. I did give it a little bit of a dig almost to make him work to get back in the group here, as this ride is more about it's a nutritional or attritional, not nutritional. Well, it's nutritional too, but it's less about big ramping steep hills and more about just repetitive digs that get you caught out, and eventually the legs start to give out. Now here, another good little short ramp here where I'm second wheel on Ian, and he gives it a little bit of a dig here, not going too crazy, but out of the saddle, doing 600 watts here in the wheel. And right now I was thinking, well, I feel pretty good. Got up to about 5-6% there, I think. And now clicking up the gears, it's a fast downhill here. It's probably the fastest downhill of the ride. And I was expecting Ian to flick me right away, but he did carry some speed in, and now he flicks me here. And I'm not gonna send it. I'm just gonna stay heavy on the pedals, let's say, not pushing it too hard, because I know there's some heavier riders in this group that go a lot faster, let's say, on the downhills, but just trying to keep the speed up and not tire myself out. There's quite a bit of wind today, and it was definitely, you could feel it when you got on the front. It was coming from a couple directions, it felt like. And now it starts to go back up here a little bit, and flip the elbow as soon as it started going up a little. And here comes Jeffrey here. He just really strong guy. He would ramp up his turns on the front, where at the start it didn't feel that powerful, but then he would slowly push it a little bit more and more. And on these corners, we make sure the guys at the back let us know that the coast is clear, so we can take the corner properly. There's not a whole bunch of traffic on this road, but definitely cars sneak up on you, and we want to be conscious of that and be as safe as possible. Right there, two of the guys who actually left a little bit earlier than us, just being a little bit slower than us. We wanted to give them a head start, and then hopefully they could hop on the way back. But with the puncture that we had at the start, they actually got a very big head start, and we actually didn't end up catching them. And so they had a bit of a lonely ride with the two of them. This group is still down to 6 guys, including me, and then there's probably 3 guys kind of spread out over the back behind us. And so there's a bit of a more open area too, where the wind definitely gets you. So now we're getting close to the halfway point here, and we do a sprint at the end of the halfway point. Well, you don't have to, but some people give it a really big dig here. And there's these couple hills right at the end, right before the final sprint. And so I actually come around here as I see Ian ramping it up here, and I just want to stay on Ian's wheel. got up to 8% there, so definitely a bit of a good hill. And now I was kind of thinking here, do I try and send it here? I wasn't sure, because I know through this left right there's actually another hill here. I just wanted to keep on the power here. Wasn't sure. I knew I wasn't in a great spot because I'm leading out this hill, and then it's about 500 meters, and then there's a sprint uphill. So I knew I probably wasn't going to go for the sprint, as I was giving this one actually quite a bit of juice here. 500 watts there, about 400 up this ramp, 3%, 4%, but still over 30k an hour. And tried to get enough respite here, so I came off as soon as it flattened out, and tried to just regain some strength here and get my heart rate down. It was definitely up there. Back in the line, and honestly didn't have much right here for a sprint. Just wanted to try and conserve my energy for the way back, as I had a couple planned attacks for sure that I wanted to do on the way back. So this hill here, you can see it there in the distance. Another probably 6-7% it gets up to. And Corey drops the wheel pretty early here, and I just decided I'm just gonna ride it, and not slow, but just keeping it 300-400 watts, not doing a huge 1,000-watt sprint. It actually gets a lot steeper than I thought. I don't know if that's actually 13-14%. I don't think it is, but it definitely might get 10%. Now we're on the way back. It's pretty fast on the way back. The time in between, and now we're actually coming back up that hill that I was on the front for going down. This was that hill that was probably, I said, was the longest downhill and the fastest part of the ride. But now we're going back up it, and we turn left at the top of the hill instead of going back straight the way we came. And this is definitely a point where guys hit it hard, and just wanted to make sure I wasn't right on the front, because if you're right on the front, guys come flying past you, and then it's you got to use a lot of energy to stay with the group to get to the top of the hill. Luckily today nobody was feeling too ambitious, and we just kept steady pace going to the top here. As I say that, Ian comes through. But no big attacks coming up the hill. Now we take the lane, make sure nobody's coming, and turn left here. And Jeffrey had never done this ride, so we were making sure we were telling him where we were going, so nobody gets confused. And here I just wanted to keep the pace going here. Corey gets on the front and just keeps the speed up, and wanted to get to the front of the group here, because my decisive spot where I wanted to attack is a couple K up the road, and so I wanted to get a good turn at the front here, and then could rest up for my planned attack. And so I gave it a good 400 watts, 350 watts here, turn, keeping it above 40. It's all pretty flat through here, farm roads. Definitely some potholes you got to look out for. As I just pointed out there, one. And on group rides, we make sure, especially riding in a bigger group, you want to make sure the guys at the back know when potholes are coming and road obstructions. And if you're at the back, saying if any cars are coming. I know most of us have a Garmin radar light, and so those are really helpful to notify you when a car is coming, and then you can let the rest of the group know. So we had a couple guys get back on there. As you see, I didn't quite get a chance to count if we had 8 guys or... Yeah, we had 8 guys. So right here I actually tell a couple of the guys, get ready, because I know this spot coming out of the corner, it's a slingshot every time, and you gotta hold onto the wheels, as I did, I think 700 watts per second there coming out of the corner, as it's pretty fast, and lots of potholes. Just trust that the guys know this ride pretty well, and stay in the line to avoid getting a puncture or something, or worse. Starts to ramp up here at the end too, and there is a stop sign at the end of this road, and so it's not the end of the world if you're on a bit of a gap, but definitely don't want to get dropped there, as I've definitely in the past lost the group here. But the group does slow up here as we reach the stop sign here and get a little bit of respite. Everyone's saying that it's clear. And now we're back on the super fast road that we were on earlier in the ride. And now I'm kind of thinking about my attack that I wanted to do. There's a little bit of a slight uphill where you can catch some people lacking per se, as nobody really attacks there. And I'm thinking about it right here. I go in the drops, and then right as I go, I even hit my lap button, but then the guy behind me just slightly boxes me in here, and I actually can't go to the outside. I don't want to go up the inside, because whoever's at the front coming off, I'm going to get boxed in there. I don't want to put myself in the dirt or put somebody else at risk. And so I actually just hold my attack here to the top of the hill here, and then it's a right turn, and then it's a bit of a downhill, and then a couple punchy uphills. And so now here, another just kind of slingshot moment out of the corner, and then a bit of a lull here as we're going downhill, and then we hit this bridge, and then it ramps up a little bit. Or not, maybe it's a bridge. Yeah, a bit of a bridge, for sure, a bridge. And see 600, 500 watts, definitely not easy coming up here. It's 5%. We're going 38k an hour. Like, what is life? And as Laz came by me there, decided to hop on his wheel, and we actually gained a little bit of speed here. And then I kind of just say, screw it, let's send it. Didn't quite catch anyone by surprise as I was hoping, so dropped a little 1,000 there, quickly, briefly, keep it on the power, going uphill, avoiding potholes, ripping, and was hoping I'd get a bit of a gap here, or bring somebody with me at least. Turn around, Jeff right on my wheel, and so immediately back out of that, as he was carrying the entire group as well behind me. And just slowed up because there's another bit of a ramp, and I don't want to gas myself out and then get caught for that, as actually I almost did here. Everyone's coming past, but luckily there is another intersection over this lip, and everyone came back together over this hill, and there's usually a bit of a rest. Now there's the last two crucial parts of this group ride is an uphill here, and we're ripping, and frickin' Jeff comes by ripping fast. I and I think he was just seeing if he could get away, but there's too much of a draft here. We're going 60k an hour, and you're not going to get away from the group when it's going this fast, especially right before this hill. As today I wasn't sure, was I going to send it here? Sometimes I do. I think I decided not to and just hang on here. There was a bit of a gap in front here, but then decided not to go around and try and get back on, as I saw that we were closing the gap, and so wasn't too worried about it. 5%, 6%. Doing some big watts here, going uphill. We're ripping, keeping it above 35. And now at the top of this hill, it flattens out, and then it's the run-in for the sprint. And I still felt like I had pretty good legs, but positioning is everything, and I should have actually took the wheel here in hindsight, but decided to let Jeff in there. And I actually should have gone there because I could have got to the back quicker, and instead I almost get left out to lead it out a bit earlier than a bit later than I would have liked. It would have been nice to be on the front right now in this last kilometer, and then made my way to the back so I could rest and then go for the sprint like Shay there, going to the back pretty quick. And then same with Ian, just a quick turn on the front and then right to the back. There is a merge here from the highway, and so make sure nobody's coming and then get over as quick as we can. Now Jeff gives me the flick here, and trying to keep it easy but still keep the speed up, but not trying to use too much energy here, just keeping it above 250 here, and gave just a quick turn. But now it's a little bit too close actually to go to the back, because now I'm scared I'm going to be stuck too far back in the line, because 6th I think it would be too far, but maybe it would have been good actually, because now here I'm just trying to hide from the wind a little bit and get in the line, but nobody lets me in, which makes sense because you can't really sprint up the inside here. And then Corey comes off the front. I get boxed in a little bit, and need to probably start my kick here as Shay and Ian go, and then can't get in the line quick enough, and that's kind of all she wrote. I do my own little sprint here, but yeah, obviously I'm just fighting for 4th now. Just riding it in. Missed out a bit on the sprint, but oh well, was a successful group ride, and did not get dropped. We averaged I think just over 39, which is pretty spicy. For sure going to be hitting 40k an hour on this ride once the summer hits. And yeah, that is our weekly group ride.
Wednesday's group ride done. Felt really good tonight. Top luck in some sprints. Just bad positioning at the wrong time. But really enjoyed tonight. And we'll talk to you guys maybe next week on the next one.